Hello everyone, and let us now talk about your group project. As you remember, you have as a group of say 4 to 5 persons. I will try to avoid groups of 6, please. They really don't work. That really doesn't work too well. So try to limit your group to say 4 to 5 people, and you can choose your own group. But if you don't know anyone, or if you prefer me to select you to a group, then you just don't have to join any group, but rather I will assign you to a group later. So once again, groups of 4 to 5 students will do the following 2 assignments. 1, group project proposal, as you remember, and 2, group project report, 5% and 35% each. So as you remember, you are now required to identify an e-commerce opportunity, to come up with an idea and to describe that idea to me. I will show you how, and then I will approve it, and then you can move on to the next step, which is research and writing the whole report, and then at the end you're going to present before me and before our guest from the industry, who will also provide you a feedback whether or not they like your idea and what you might want to do to improve. I hope I'm making sense. Let me now show you the document that actually describes this whole project. This is the document that you will find. Actually, I'm going to say 35 plus 5%, right? And this is the document that you will find on Moodle in week 0, and it describes the whole idea of the group project. So let me then explain once again. 2 deliverables. Oops. 2 deliverables. One is group project proposal. And as you will notice, your group project proposal will actually consist of something called business model canvas. Business model canvas. I will post a video in week 1 about business model canvas, and if most of you know what's a business model canvas, but if you don't, please watch my video, and you might want to do some research on Google, and also you will see some examples that I will provide in a few moments. So long story short, the whole idea, the whole story about your future business will actually be presented through one single page document called business model canvas. So that's all you need to do to actually create your very first deliverable. Now that might sound easy, but actually in reality it takes lots of research and lots of thinking to create that simple document called business model canvas. And so that I don't keep you waiting for too long, business model canvas is a document like this, right? It contains, actually it's one single document with most likely 2 pages or so, and it has different elements here, like 5 plus 4, 9 different elements, right? And each element describes certain aspect of your business. This group has also written something. They have provided some introductory information. You don't need to do that. This is enough. Business model canvas. So what was this group's proposal all about? They actually they wanted to create a one-stop shop for all wedding needs, right? And they wanted to be affordable. They wanted to actually provide hassle-free services and delivering hassle-free services and so on and so on. And yeah, they could have improved their value proposition. It's like too much in a point form, and they really wanted one statement about value proposition. And we will learn about value proposition once again in your MBA. We will learn about it in the following week, week 2. So then you also need to describe who is your customer. Newly engaged couples aged 25 to 45, and in which regions, right? So they wanted, oh, that's yeah, they targeted also some vendors. And let's talk about, for example, about the revenue streams. They have thought of direct sale, I suppose. Okay, they should have stated direct sale, and monthly memberships or subscriptions and so on, advertising. So they have like maybe too many revenue streams. It's really important to be focused on one or two revenue streams, and this is done okay, but still there are some things that I would most definitely like to improve in this document. So once again, I would like to see clarity when I go through this document. Everything should be clear. Imagine I'm that investor and I'm being presented with one simple document called Business Model Canvas, and I need to understand everything about your idea. So the more clear you are, the better. So here's another example that I prepared to share with you. They have submitted through a website called Canvanizer. You might want to use Canvanizer, as you can see here. Canvanizer.com, next.canvanizer.com. And so here is another idea, another group. They wanted to sell some products, for specific products for dogs and cats and their owners. They've described their value proposition. They have described their revenue streams, like affiliate revenue model and online sales. Drop shipping is not a revenue stream. We will talk about it. There will be 5 different revenue streams. Drop shipping is not referred to as a revenue stream, but anyhow. And yeah, so they will also describe their customer relationships. In other words, how you plan to wow your customer, how you plan to be different, and not just to be different, which is part of value proposition, but how are you planning to make them loyal, to make them like you, to make them recommend you and talk about you. Anything in marketing that you plan to do to really create excellent customer relationships. And so who are your partner going to be? Not partners in terms of investors or owners of the business. No, we are here referring to your partners. Like, for example, Shopify will be your partner, or maybe some suppliers. They will be your partners, key partners, and so on. So customer segments here, you see, they're not being specific enough. I mean, they have to describe maybe an age group, maybe where do they live, maybe their income. You know, there are different types of segmentation of customers, as you have learned in marketing course. How do you segment market? Well, basically you can segment market geographically, right, based on location, or demographically, based on their income, age, gender, and so on, or maybe based on their psychological profile, psychographic segmentation, based on their behavior, and so on. So this definitely needs more work. But I just thought I should show you a couple of randomly chosen examples, right? This is by far not complete yet, but still, you know, when I read it, I really read first this part about value proposition. That's where things should be very clear to me, and you just need to remember what is a value proposition. Value proposition is how you will stand out on market and how you will be unique, and what kind of value are you going to be providing to your customers. Sometimes, you know, we have different definitions of value propositions. For example, number 1, meeting certain customers' needs in a way your competition doesn't, right? So creating some value for customers in a way your competition doesn't. Or another definition, unique set of benefits offered to target customer to satisfy certain need. I'm going to repeat it. Unique set of benefits offered to target customers to satisfy certain need. Or maybe another definition, reason number 1 why some people would buy from you and not from your competition. I'm going to repeat it. Value proposition is reason number 1 why your customers should buy from you and not from your competition. So once again, there must be some critical elements in your value proposition statements. They are your uniqueness, the benefit or value that you provide, and who is the target customer. Who is that for? Those are the critical elements of value propositions. So I hope this is making sense, and now you have to think of your idea and to put your idea on this map called Business Model Canvas. Once again, there's a video about Business Model Canvas, so please watch it. Now let me just give you more information about your project. So that was the first deliverable, 5%. We do in week, did we say week 3 or so? Yes. And now you will have to look at actually the calendar on Moodle to see when exactly is the deadline for this project. And now we have another deliverable. It's a 12-minute verbal presentation before class. That's another deliverable. There will be some slides used, maybe, I don't know, 10-15 slides, and you will present with slides online on Zoom or in classroom, depending on basically, are we going to meet in class or are we going to meet actually online? That depends on the whole situation. But basically, that's going to be a 12-minute verbal presentation before class and before our guests from the industry. And I will tell you more about it later. And also, you're going to put together 15 to 20 page appendix or supporting documents to your verbal presentation. Please, please, please note, you're not creating a full written report. No, you're just providing an appendix to your verbal presentation. In other words, supporting documents to your verbal presentation. So if you think of that, your verbal presentation is the central part of this project. Everything else is supporting it, right? So this item number 3 is actually appendix to your verbal presentation, containing all important charts, all important images, screenshots, graphs, action plan, and so on. And maybe you're not following me, but let me give you some examples of this 12-minute verbal presentation and also the example of this appendix. So here is example of one group who have an idea to sell some keto diet related products, and they have created a verbal presentation. They explain in the verbal presentation, they explain the value proposition, right? That was an introduction, and then they explain who is the target customer, and then they explained about the products. What kind of products do they offer? 3 types of products, raw materials for keto diet, and then, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and then meals and recipes, and then some sort of consultation. So that'll be a company that supports people who are on a special keto diet. And now we have more information about the competition, something called SWOT analysis and something called TOES analysis. You will learn about it later. And they've done SWOT, they've done TOES, and then they have done some research, something that you will learn later, some research about different keywords like keto diet, like keto bread, and so on and so on. So this is all some sort of research that they have done. Then they've created a plan for search engine optimization. Then they have created a plan for advertising on Google. Then they have created a plan for social media content calendar. You see, social media content calendar and social media content pillar. Well done, and you will learn about it, everything. And then they describe their strategies, their main strategies. Let me see if we have, this is the main kind of idea of what the future website will look like. And then there's some financial projections. You see, there's a template for financial projections. And then they have provided an implementation plan. You see, nice Gantt chart you would agree with me, this is well done. I mean, it's visually very effective and with lots of exact information, stats, numbers, very, very specific. The only concern that I would have is at the beginning they didn't really have some sort of clear value proposition written on the slide. I don't know if I missed that. And of course, there are some other things that, once I read it again, once I listen to their presentation, I'm sure there are some other ways to improve, but that was an okay presentation, I would say. And now you might wonder, okay, but what was their appendix all about? And here is their appendix. So what is the appendix? It is the addition to your presentation, the addition to your verbal presentation. And basically they've stated some introductory information here, just one pager, and then they would provide some tables with their keyword report, SWOT and TOWS again. You see things that they have already used in their presentation, and some additional charts and tables, SEO plan, PPC plan. Okay, this this might be very new to you, but once again we will learn about it as we go through this course. And then what else do they do here? They provided again social media content pillar, social media content calendar, anything else, email description about their email marketing. But they didn't really, you don't really have to put any qualitative, descriptive, elements of your report. All you need is really charts, graphs, tables, visuals, screenshots. That's what, like website map, for example, and website wireframe, another thing, and visual layout of a future website, another thing. So that's required for your appendix. I hope I'm making sense. Once again, 3 components of your group project, right? 1, proposal. 2, 12-minute verbal presentation based on slides. And 3, appendix with all the charts, all the tables, right? All the screenshots, everything, mostly visuals. So I hope this is making sense. So that is due obviously in week 10 at the very beginning end of the semester. So I hope this helps. Now you might be still wondering, okay, where can I learn more about this assignment? And right here, as you will see, in week 0 you have a special section about the group project. Right? You have this Word document that I just opened for you about the project. You have a checklist of questions. Oh, that's really important. Checklist of questions before you submit your project proposal. That is important for you to consider. Let me try to open it. Is your business idea relatively new and different from the competition? Yes. If yes, proceed further. Is your product or service addressing certain customers' needs or problems? Is your business targeted on a certain small market niche? Do you need less than $200,000 to start your business? Remember, we are not trying to propose some huge new business like Tesla, right? Or Google. No, we're going to think small. We're going to capture the small market, and then we can expand. That's how business is built. Gradually, one little step at a time. Remember Facebook, when they started, they targeted only, was it Harvard students? And then more students, and then more people and different population. And then at the end of the day, they've actually, really used by pretty much anyone in the world. So you gotta start small and start being focused and so on. So you see, please go through this checklist to learn more whether or not your idea is good enough for this assignment. And you have video with financial projections and ROI calculator and so on, financial projections, Excel. So I hope this is going to be helpful. And now, please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much.